Hello, everybody. This is Jack, and together we are with Brian. We want to share something what we have seen this year. And Brian and me have worked on it for several months, and hopefully you're going to like it. I like it a lot, and I think we need to shift. We need to kind of put in a mirror what Corona has changed. And based on that, we need to change as well. So growing your business is adopting to the new situation. And with that said, uh, let me, I don't know, start broadcast. Didn't do I start a broadcast? Hello, do you guys hear me? So thanks for joining. uh, I'm not sure how much you heard already. So Brian, do you hear me?
Yep, Jack, you sound clear. You're crystal clear for me.
Okay, I think there was an old screenshot for me then to share. So thanks everybody. Thank Jeff, thank Kent, Richard, Aline. So I want to introduce Brian. We have worked on this for a while now, and I think this will help you growing your business in a new situation. And with that said, I really thank Brian to come on this call, and you can take it from here, Brian.
No, thank you, Jack, and thank you everybody for coming tonight. Shout out to my friend Frank in Baltimore and Anise and so many people on the call tonight. You guys, this is something really cool. Like Jack said, we've been working on it honestly since I don't remember what day in March, sometime in March. So we're glad you guys are here, and we're gonna hit this right now. So feel free to ask questions. Between Jack or I, we will help you as we go. And honestly, it's okay. If you have a burning question, go ahead and ask it, and I'll try to slip in an answer in the middle of the presentation, and we'll go from there. Let's see go to webinar. Hang on there we go. My screen had froze for a second. All right, briefly about me. I know you guys know Jack very well, and I've been fortunate to know him now. I think 9 years. It's been a long time. I used to be a corporate guy. I was used to be a developer, an assembler, programmer. Then I got in the marketing side and sold a bunch of small to mid-sized companies. I was just on the management team. They weren't mine. I was an employee, but I learned a lot, right? And I had been moonlighting in local since the mid 90s, websites and what eventually would become SEO. And then I one day burned out. I had gotten laid off. My wife was pregnant. It was a disaster, right? And I bet you guys have, if you've ever been laid off, you know that feeling, right? In the pit of your stomach, you're like, oh, geez. And I just went full time in my agency instead of part time, and never really stopped. I sold it once, and I'm building a new company. My original business was SEO, and my new business is more broad based. It had been focused on lead gen for the longest time, but what we're going to talk about tonight changes that. And let's see, I'll get moving, guys. Yep, this is something we're doing with local clients. So yeah, Tom, this is about something. The whole thing is about what I'm doing with local clients, and together with Jack, we've kind of made it automated and streamlined. So good question, though. Thank you. So for me on the marketing side, it took me, just for everybody that's been around a while and you go, oh, it's just not working. It took me 9 years, and I've got a lot of millions. It's gone really well. I've been blessed and fortunate. A little bit of luck, a little bit of grace, everything together. But it took 9 years to really hit it, quote unquote, big. So for anybody that's been around out there, never quit, never give up. So important, because you'll never know around the next bend what may happen. And I have a lot of friends with similar stories. So that is so, so true. So in a few minutes at the end, I'm going to be very honest, and I want to be transparent with you. We're going to make a very affordable yet powerful offer with a blueprint, a framework, and software that will allow you to re-architect everything you're doing right now so you can be smarter. It'll take advantage of money you've already spent and allow you to make an ROI on that like you've never seen before. All right, let's move. Now, I want to be very good with your time, but I do need to build. I want to build this up over about 15 minutes. So this isn't going to be a bunch of rah-rah about me. I took all that kind of stuff out, you guys. I don't like that stuff in general. Listen, what I want, though, is to reiterate why I got started with internet marketing, and maybe you guys could share maybe a one-liner on why you got started. So for me, it was things like this. I wanted my spouse to be able to stay home with my family, and at the time I had one child, and I now have four, one of which is now out of the house, so three at home. So it was about my spouse staying home. Yeah, Walter. Yeah, he's. I just had coffee with Matt the other day. I had a day job that I actually kind of liked, just to be honest. I know a lot of people hate their day job, but I hated the uncertainty that I could always be fired if the NASDAQ was a bad quarter, and the smaller companies tend to fire people. So I knew I needed to get away from that lifestyle, right? It just couldn't work. What else? This wasn't me, but then all of a sudden, a few years in, my mom got diagnosed with cancer. So I've now had the flexibility. She lives in Florida and I'm in Atlanta. I've had the flexibility to go and visit often now and be involved and be a part of it. Um, and then a lot of my friends, this was their big why, right? It was getting out of that cycle of debt. And I don't know where I first read it. Might have been, oh, good gosh, Carlton Sheets in the 80s. It may even be earlier than that. But talking about JOB, or just over broke, right? All these kind of things really drove me to kind of work harder and harder. Corey on the call said, look, I've been failing for 3 years, but I'm keeping on and I'm trying and I'm working. Um, he's in remodeling and he knows that he can't do construction forever. Corey, I'm 49 and change, coming up on the 50 as well. So shout out to you, my friend. Listen, this isn't me, right? And it's not Jack either, you guys. Jack lives in South Florida, a gorgeous area, but he's a very real, as you guys know, and real approachable, not very nice guy. But a lot of you are, a lot of us that are in that 50 to 60 year range, we grew up watching TV shows with guys driving Magnum PI, driving Ferrari. Was it a Ferrari, I think? And Lamborghinis and Ferraris and Miami Vice and the boats and the mansions. This isn't me, but it is some people. And if this goes right, as your business grows, you can easily do this kind of stuff. For me, it's more about freedom of location than fancy stuff. And with three daughters and a son, I really enjoy spending time with my kids. Um, let's see. Yeah, Michael. Michael, put in a message with Jack. I'm sure Jack or I would be glad. Michael K. We'd be glad to chat. Yeah, and like Mark DeFini just said, serving clients can be draining, and Mark is spot on. And I'm going to come back to that, Mark. I'm actually glad you said that. I do a lot of volunteering in my town. I serve on the school board, which seemed like a good idea in 2016, but man, we're on a roller coaster right now, from the shootings and everything, and now with just the virus and the uncertainty that we all face. But I volunteer at this food bank a lot. These are the kind of things that I want to do. I have a lot more fun doing this than driving in my car an hour to downtown Atlanta, sitting in a cube or a small office for 9 hours, 10 hours, and then driving back, right? That's just not what I wanted to do. Never wanted, right? Never wanted that. All right. So all these are good reasons, right? It doesn't really matter what your reason is. And there are some good ones here. I kind of like what Frank said. My friend Frank in Baltimore said, look, it was really simple for me, Brian. I love it. I want to work in my boxer shorts. I want to make profit, not just have enough money to pay my bills, and have freedom from a shaky economy. I think that says it all. That says it all. So shout out to Frank. Listen, I'm not I'm not stupid, neither is Jack, and we know that there are a lot of people struggling, and all too often on webinars, people forget that. And what I want to do is something I don't always talk about, but I want to call attention on something that's been in front of all of us now since March with the virus and the pandemic, right? Your agency is likely struggling right now, maybe more than it was in January or February. and maybe it's not working the way you want. And if you would agree that your internet marketing business, your agency, your local marketing isn't working the way you want right now, would you just give me a 1? And I promise not to ask you a million questions, but will you give me a 1? I just want to get a vibe on what you guys think instead of what Jack and I think. Yeah, a lot of 1s. Hey, Arlene, Bill. Yep. All right, a couple 2s. Good, you guys. And excellent. And it's always good to see the people that are saying 2. So good. Tom. Yeah. Hey, Robin said there's no audio for Robin. Will you guys confirm that audio is good? The mere fact you said 1. Let's see. Log out of GoToWebinar and back in. Everyone else seems to have audio. All right, there we go. Let's help Robin out. Excellent. Thanks, guys. All right, listen. Watch this. So we're struggling, right? And it's not just us. It's people. My brother owns an AC company. Who else? My brother-in-law is a police officer here in the Atlanta area. I've got a lot of family that are hurting and struggling, depending on where and what they're doing. My AC brother is as busy as all get out. But this whole virus, this pandemic, it's altered things, right? It's changed business at a core level, not just here where I live in the US, like Jack and I are in the Southeast, but everywhere. Anybody outside of the US on the call tonight? I bet there's some Canadians here, but anybody outside of the US and Canada? Because this is real, guys. Yeah, and while you guys are answering that, my friend Mark asked a question. Can what we're about to see be used along with what the Sharks and David Sprague do? I don't mind jumping ahead, Mark. Man, my brain works that way. The answer is a resounding yes. Great guys, both of them. So great guys. I want to acknowledge Michael. Michael from Trinidad and Tobago. What a gorgeous place. All right. So we've got Trinidad and Tobago. We've got Australia. Yes to a Seago, Tom. I love it. Republic of California, Oren, you're a comedian. I love it. All right, listen. Everywhere this has been altered, right? And we've all lived through the headlines. I don't care. Put your politics aside for a few minutes. However, I don't care if you're a CNN or a Fox guy or gal if you're in the US, right? BBC person maybe in London, right? The headlines have been everywhere about this, right? And it's been all anybody can talk about. The Guardian jumping over to Europe, talking about the virus lasting a year. Now we're hearing things like it could last 2 years, 3 years, right? We've got at least 3 continents here from what I can tell, maybe 4. Guys, this is everywhere. I've got a friend of mine living in Wellington, New Zealand. They're on lockdown again, and they had stopped the virus there, but they got a few more cases, and the prime minister put them all on lockdown. But as we read these headlines, New York City cases doubling. This is the very beginning, some of these, when New York, before it had taken off, public schools had closed. Trump declared it an emergency, right? China's locking down their cities, right? All right. What else? When the mouse closed Disney World, when Walt Disney decided to close their parks, it's shocking. I mean, it was like they say $1 billion a week or $1 billion a month. It was a lot of money. I think it was $1 billion a month. All these things, you guys, jobs. I think it was the highest jobless rating, since the actual depression. Not the thing we had 10 years ago, but I mean the 30s, right? Everything was going crazy. And what really bothered me, and it really got to me at an emotional level, is how many of my friends had lost their job. And these weren't low end, and no disrespect to anybody, no matter what your job is, but I'm talking guys that were senior executives at Coca-Cola, Chick-fil-A, Delta here in Atlanta that I'm friends with. Friends of mine's kids that were working fast food, working at a local golf course. So many people lost their jobs as a result of this. It's just crazy. And it is like Sid said, a lot of it's fear and panic. And without us, we're not here to try to figure it out. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right. We got to figure out what do we do, right? And start looking at this. Obviously, most of you guys here, vast majority are US, Canada, and UK. And it has hit us pretty good, right? It really punched us right in the face. So I think if we're honest, a lot of these webinars, they've got the cure to cancer, and it's always, how do you say it? The grass is always greener, right? Well, I got to be honest, this is not business as usual. It's not just a bump in the road. This is big. No, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. This is big, and it's here. Look, I'm a Republican. I have a million friends, a million euphemism. I have a lot of friends that are Democrats, a lot of friends that are Republicans. Doesn't matter, man, about the mask and about who's right and who's wrong. Here's what really matters to me. It's about my pocketbook and my agency and my staff, because it's not going to be better in a week, in a month. It's just not going to be. It hasn't been. I think we're coming up. We're only a few weeks away. We're 5.5 months, right? It's almost been 6 months of this, and it's here. My last trip of any real note was early March to DC for an event, March 6th, and I hadn't really done anything since then, and I bet most people haven't. And our friends in Canada, what's interesting is 80% plus businesses have been harmed. But I want to call out something, because it's not all doom and gloom, right? We will get through this, right at the bottom, and I somehow cut that off, you guys. But what it says is over 3 out of 4 people are confident. Business owners in Canada are confident they're going to rebound. And I'm confident. We have to be, right? You have to be an optimist. You can be a realist, but you need to be optimistic in my mind. So what else? In the US, this was shocking, and this was only back at the end of April. It might have been a May article from the National Bureau of Economic Research. What was interesting, there's a lot of stats out there, but my agency predominantly serves small businesses. So when the number of active small business owners fell from 15 to 11, guys, that's a monster. 3+ million people, right? 3.3 million businesses shut down. Think about that. That's like 5 times what happened in 2008 when the economy had that recession, right? Just, it's crazy, right? So, all right, we all know this is going on. We know there's 2 sides to the story, but if we're just objective, take off our personal political, our biases, right? Just know that businesses are hurting. They are shutting down. That's a fact. I see it where I live. And what does it really mean? Straight up, this is what it means for me. Last year, all the strategies, not only me or Jack or anybody else we're talking about, majority of them are worthless. The pricing models, you got to shift, right? The way we get clients, it's changed. I'm not walking in to go meet somebody. I'm not cruising over to a chamber group, a networking group. It didn't happen, guys. You're on Zoom or other similar methods, webinars, right? Fulfillment has to change. It's got to shift. Everything we do, our solutions have to fit the new normal, right? It has to. Otherwise, forget about it, right? This is the last year, and I don't care what product, what marketer, what service, doesn't matter. Strategies to get clients and to fulfill have completely changed. And a lot of the get client stuff, completely worthless. So what I want to do on the call is identify what you can do to adopt. How about adapt to this harsh, let me get my grammar right, adapt to this harsh reality that we all face, right? And I'm going to show you the tweaks that I'm making, and Jack and I have been working on for a while, so you can not only survive but profit. And honestly, a lot of you will thrive for the first time. You've struggled. The model you've been following wasn't working for you. I think you gave me a 1 at the beginning, and it was like 90% of you. There's another way right now. It wasn't prevalent before, but I want you to think about it. This is what happens with local marketing or agency. I'll use those words interchangeably. Really, people are trying to get clients with a funnel that looks like face-to-face or phone or email or text or networking groups or referrals or Facebook ads. The next step of the funnel, almost every time, usually involves some combination of email, phone call, or a meeting. Every time. And if it was email, there's almost always a phone call before you actually got the credit card, got the money, right? For most people, this is what's happening. All right. Watch this. This is literally the biggest thing that I've seen, right? If I go back, I really started working with other agency owners, local marketers, if you will, in 08. And ever since then, it's the same story. You could say it's an excuse. I like to use the word disconnect. I don't want to say that somebody's using an excuse, right? I think it's just a disconnect because the model, it's not working. The model doesn't work for most of you. The model of go out and meet people or call people or drive a lead and then talk to them and close them, if it worked, we wouldn't be having the discussion we're having right now, because you'd be having a beer, watching something on TV, whatever it may be, and ready to crush it again the next day. But the reason that so many people aren't making the revenue they want, it's that disconnect. Now, here's another thing that happens. The relationship between a local customer and your business, it used to, past tense, something like this. You'll charge them some amount of money for some work, 500, $2,000, $3,000, whatever it is, somewhere in that window. And for the money, they want stuff. They want, ready? They want leads, results, inbound calls. They want you to pay attention to them. They want you to listen. They want expert advice. They want you to be their guide. They want more revenue, more sales. They want you to be better than that other marketing company they had before. And they want more appointments too. They want you guys, they want you to like crush it. And even when you crush it, sometimes that's not even enough. That was the relationship that most marketers had with their customers. Now, here's what happens. The customer, they felt that it went like this. Customer often felt they are paying a flat fee for a service, right? What else? They wanted full service. They wanted you to pump the gas for them. They wanted you to do everything, right? They did. They wanted it done for them. They wanted to hand it off to you and then disappear, and you were going to provide them amazing results almost instantly, right? But the reality is more like this. The results will be poor, at least for a while. Your price is too high for them. The price you need to make it work for you is too much for them. Straight up. That's the problem. What else? You would not give good enough service. You know why? Because they're time suckers. They drain the life and energy, and you're like, they're not paying me enough for this, right? So you're not really connecting. You're not really giving them good reporting. They're not getting a vibe that you're on top of things, right? And most marketers I speak with, they're not even communicating too well with the client. So now they got a client that wants the world and they're under delivering. They're not following up. They haven't given them any proof of results and ROI for the money they're spending. Now, what do you think happens when the customer's kind of unhappy? You're under delivering. They feel like you're overcharging. You're not communicating. You're not following up. What is that customer going to do to you? What do you think? Any guesses? Yeah, right. Mark Defini, he was spot on. You're going to fire you. You're going to lose a client, right? Frank said sometimes you communicate too much and they hate you. Yeah, sometimes you can do nothing. I think Arlene said it best. She said, Brian, they're going to fire you. That's what's going to happen. And it does happen all the flipping time, guys. It does happen. And then, time, it's of the essence because these clients, they want you to just change their world within days, maybe a week or two. But really, really, to get where you want to go, in many cases, takes a couple months, if not longer. So what you got, the client has this pie in the sky expectation that doesn't line up with what you're offering and what you're doing. Does that make sense? The client wants the world. It's not that you don't want to give it to them. You're just not able to give it to them fast enough. You're not able to give it to them fast enough. And you're not doing the other things they want, so they don't feel good. Somebody else hits them up and you're gone. So that, my friends, is the reality that I'm seeing in COVID, in the world of COVID and the pandemic. This kind of stuff, the client has expectations that are ridiculous. The pandemic's created this meltdown, and in some places there's a little bit of recovery. Stock market's bounced back, right? It may crash again, but it's bounced back. But it's crazy, right? It's a crazy world right now. The client, the businesses, they're scared. They're confused. They, for the first time, usually their excuses on why they wouldn't pay you more, but now they really do have lower cash flow, right? And then when we underdeliver and overpromise, guys, that's what's going on. Here's a straight scoop that I see from, my team, my office. I'd love to tell you this is going to be rosy. This is down. This is a downward trend. Now, I build up hundreds and hundreds of clients. I mean, I've got a giant book of business. We've got a 6,000 square foot office. We've got a lot of staff. They're smart. They're really good. I've got some people I really rely on and depend on. We do it right, yet you know what? I've been losing clients since March. Nobody comes on the webinar and tells you that the shit's hitting the fan and they're losing clients because it really doesn't sound good, right? However, I recognized it pretty early on. And then with Jack, what we're going to talk to you about is the answer to what I'm speaking about here. Many of my clients, they've stopped, they've suspended payments. It wasn't personal to me. There's really not much I can do about it, right? I had a guy that I really like. I get beers with at a local, it's called Taco Mac. It's a chain in Atlanta, like a, casual dining place. They got a lot of beer and bar food. And I met this guy I've become friends with. And he said, look, Brian, I hate to do this, but we love you. We love the team. But we just need a less expensive marketing option. Think about that. It's not me. It's almost like he's breaking up, right? This sounds like a breakup story out of a teeny bopper movie. But hey, it's not me. It's not you, Brian. It's us. We just need a less expensive option, right? Of course they do. It's actually true this time, right? But that's the reality. It's not personal. They just can't afford the numbers. And what I'm seeing is it's not me, it's not you. It's a very real price sensitivity. Now, that doesn't mean these businesses are going to quit and not market. It just means they're going to adapt and change what they do. Now, what I want to do is talk about the typical owners that I've seen over time. And I stereotyped all the conversations I had into this formula. Between 60 and 70% of the local marketers I spoke to had no clients. And I make little notes, and I went back, and I'm pretty strong with that number. About 15% of them had 1 to 5 clients. And then some of the ones that are doing pretty well, about 10% of them, they had like 10, 12 clients. And those are the guys doing all right, that 10 to 12. And then the ones at the bottom with 30 or more, those guys are making a lot of money and they're doing great, maybe 5%, right? So this is the ecosystem, right, that's out there. Yeah, Frank said it was like a Dear John letter. He's right. At least I had it over a beer in person, though, because I had a relationship. But, guys, this is the average marketers out there. And as of August, this is the end of August, right, today? I think, what is it? Tomorrow's the last day. The current agency model, it's dead or dying. That doesn't mean small business is dead or dying. It doesn't mean local marketing is dead or dying at all. But this method of going to market like we did pre-pandemic, it's dying. This method of charging a couple $1,000s and under delivering, it's dying, right? And it ain't working. If it's working for you, then keep doing it. But I don't think it is. I'm almost positive. What I'm seeing is this whole business is changing. It's going through a metamorphosis, like the caterpillar to a butterfly, right? Tell me something ugly or bad about local today over the past 1 to 2 or 3 or 4 years. Tell me something you don't like. Maybe it's the getting clients part, having to sell. But go ahead and tell me something that you think is bad. See what you guys think. I love it. Talking to clients. I love that one. John, I appreciate that. Will Alvarez said, getting them to pay. Yeah, it's a bunch of BS. That's the last thing you should worry about, right? I agree. Arlene said, I'm terrible at approaching people, let alone following up. Right? I would agree with that one across the board. Rusty said, look, clients want more for less money. Spot on. Right? Yeah, getting clients, talking to them, following up. Every answer is very similar. Arlene kind of netted it out, right? And a lot of clients aren't seeing the value for the price. They're like, yeah, I want to do that, but I got to be honest, I don't see the value for that 950, that 1200, right? Okay. So that's some of the things that aren't working, right? Now, what can we do about it? For me, I'm going to use a sports metaphor. It's about pivoting, right? It's changing and shifting what I'm doing because it's not really working right now. So why would I keep doing it? And I don't mean shift to leads or Google ads or Facebook ads or video or any of that stuff. I mean, this is what I mean right here on the right. This is the answer. Not 100% how, right? But I need to shift from doing everything for them, from being a full service DFY to being done with you, right? I don't want to be full service. It doesn't work. I don't want to bear the stress of their whole world on my shoulders because I already have my own stress, right? And it doesn't work. All right. So let me give you some problems with what we have been doing. It doesn't matter what product. I don't care if you're doing reputation, Google, social, search. It doesn't matter. Lead gen. Here's some problems. You've got a heavy responsibility for results. So what I mean by that, I don't care how good you are. The customer is going to want more. And when you don't give it to them, they will blame you and it'll be your fault. And if you don't communicate, they will quit and they're going to blame you again. Sound familiar? Well, you could do everything right and you could still lose clients and they're going to blame you again. Your pricing model forces you to charge a premium. You can't just do it for 100 or 200 bucks, right? You can't scale that way, right? Up until now, you can't. You needed to charge 800, 1200, 1500 so you can make enough money for it to be worth you, right? Yeah, Corey said customer wants gold, but they're really only wanting to pay for silver, right? All right, I like it. Look at this last line, you guys. The done for you that we've all been doing is about fewer clients with higher prices and more stress. Fewer clients, higher prices, and more stress. All right. So this done with you, shit, what does that mean, right? It's blended. It's like a hybrid, right? Simple services to fulfill and deliver, right? Where you're not going to like stress yourself out. You're going to make it easy, right? Lower prices, right? I'm not talking about 12, 1500 a month. More clients rather than less. So when one quits, you're like, next. Doesn't even matter. Less stress. Right now, the last thing any of us need is a stressful environment. You don't want to build an online business that stresses you out. I promise. Been there. I've had a lot of stress. It's not healthy. So, right? Less stress, focused. Okay, this is a big one. Instead of focusing on results, shift the focus to activity. If I do this, I get paid, rather than if I rank you number one and generate at least 12 leads a day, I get paid. See, it's a lot better to be focused on activity. Less hand holding. I think it was Mark at the beginning. Mark said, God, what did he say? Something about being draining. Yeah. Mark said serving clients can be draining at the very beginning of the call, right? Less hand holding is better. So how do you get there? How do you do it? Well, I'm going to tell you what I do. And this is what I've been moving towards. Membership sites. You guys are all familiar with them. You bought something from Jack before, which I'm sure you have. You logged into a membership site. When I buy something or sell something online in my internet space, I give a membership site or I gain access to one. You know what? The great thing about a membership site is you instantly provide some level of satisfaction. You've done some part of the fulfillment right away because they got that email that gave them access to the membership site. So this membership site is a key component for me, right? I asked some of the I got a small mastermind group. We're online now. And I just said straight up, how long do you stick in a membership-based product, service, course, whatever it is, right? Now, these answers are going to shock some of you, or maybe not. Tom said 2 years. John said 5+ years. Darcy in Las Vegas said 4 or 5 years. David in LA said 5 or 6 years on average. Alan in Montreal said 18 months. Christy said several years. Doug in Illinois said years and years. Different Brian, not me, said 8 or 9 years. Francis in Ottawa, he's not up there, he said 4 years. And another one of our David crew, we got a bunch of these guys named David, it cracks me up. He said years, just years. And if you think about it, if the average local client's only sticking around for a few months, yet the average membership site customer is sticking around 5, 6, 7 times as long, there's something missing. Mark DeFini just said 1 to 2 years. Corey said 1 year. Well, 1 year is 4 times longer than a typical local client. 2 years, 8 times longer. There you go, right? So I've got this guy in a group. His name's David Perkins. Nice guy. You may have seen him online. Great dude. He was in the film industry. He's a veteran. Just a nice guy. And he's got a really good agency. He's doing quite well. He has his ups and downs like anybody else. And he said to me, he said, Brian, I spent a couple of hours helping a wedding photographer without charge. And he wants to market his business, and he thinks David's amazing, but he really just doesn't have budget. Perkins, David here, would love to offer him some kind of $200 package, $197, that the photographer could afford, right? Think about this. $197. That used to make my skin curl. The thought of doing a bunch of work for somebody for $100, right? I mean, I know a lot of you. I saw a few responses come in already. You're thinking, no way are you doing a ton of work for $197 a month, right? No way are you doing it for $197 a month. So let me paint a different version of that for you, Kay. Not so fast, right? Imagine a world where you have hundreds, and I've got 2 local membership sites, not internet marketing, none of that, 2 with clients now. But imagine a world where you have 500 recurring customers at 200 a month. That's a 7-figure agency. You're not speaking to them to get them to sign up. Remember, Arlene said that earlier. She didn't want to do that. Most stick for 9 to 12 months, if not longer. 95% of the payments stick every month, and you're not chasing the payment like somebody said earlier. And when you keep in touch and follow up, you're not going over to meet them. You're not calling them. Use an email. Maybe you do a webinar or something, right? And there's no limit. Maybe you live in Atlanta like I do, but you really wanted to get clients in, I don't know, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, right? You can do that. There's no geographic limitations with this. Just on the call tonight, we have people in the Caribbean, people in South America, people in Asia, and people in North America, right? Just on this call tonight. Tom, I'm telling you, I agree and disagree. So Tom said, Brian, getting 500 clients sounds like pie in the sky. So it is. It's taken me 20 years to get over 600 clients in the current model, but I'm charging way more than 200 a month. I think the key though is the leverage, the price lever, right? So let's come back and talk about that. What we're talking about is a hybrid approach. The best of local plus the best of internet marketing, because you guys, you gave me the negatives of local. Here's the good of local. The businesses are real and they tend to pay, right? That's one of the best. And it's easy to do the work, right? Internet marketing, some of the best is the ease and speed of getting clients. I once did an internet marketing membership site. This is like 2010. I got 400 and something clients in 36 hours. So the speed to market is unparalleled. So what we want to do is take some of what works so well in Pure IM, some of what's great in local, and blend them together, right? All right. So what's next? You got to have a strategy. Otherwise, it is pie in the sky, to Tom's point. You need a blueprint. It needs to be sustainable. It needs to work. And what are you going to sell for $200? And can you really do this shift to this done with you? Well, I can answer the what are you going to sell for you right now. I would focus on easy, right? If I could net it out, think easy. Set it and forget it stuff. SaaS stuff where you're just giving them a license, a login. Done for you work where somebody else does the work for you and you're not really stressing out about it. Things that have a high perceived value. Okay. All right. Now, before you get too interested in that, I'm going to tell you something I figured out. A single product for the $200 isn't enough for almost all of us. Here's what happens. To Tom's point, the client doesn't stick that long. They don't. You have to package this in a way that it's like shiny, like a lighthouse through the fog, right? You got to build massive value for the client, in a single product or service isn't enough, right? You got to bundle. You got to build out the perfect package for your niche. So if your niche was, I don't know, a contractor, maybe like HVAC air conditioning guy, you're going to build out multiple things that he or she may need. You're going to leverage stuff you already own, you already bought. And you're going to create for your agency your own, for lack of a better word, shiny object. And it's going to be shiny to the business owner because it's going to be everything they need at a price they can't say no to. Right? Mark, I sure had that. I want you to think irresistible. Instead of like $14.95 a month for search, imagine something much more attractive. Let me give you an example. How about $295 a month? Roofers always get hit $1,000 to $2,000 a month, almost always, guys. So when you come in at $295 and instead of giving them search marketing, You're giving them an automated solution to generate leads out of their website. You're giving them call tracking. You're giving them, this is an example, you're giving them customer follow-up campaigns, service plan campaigns, done for you, for them, right? Done for you social media. You're doing all this. Why? Yeah, let's give them reputation marketing or management as well. Now you've like addressed all their pain points at 5 times less than they were paying for a single service. Think about that, right? So you've given them what they really want. Every local business in the country right now is on the edge of breaking up with their marketing vendor because they want to go from, right? They want to say bye-bye to this, right? I don't know if you can see that. I scratched through it. And they want the cheaper stuff. They're not quitting on their business. They're not going to quit, but they're going to quit on their vendor. Does that make sense? Nobody wants to keep paying $1,500. They don't. I've lost like 40 clients. I promise you. I feel like a boxer in the ring with somebody and just getting pummeled. That model is not working. I don't care what they say on the webinars. It doesn't work. They're full of shit. It does not work right now. It might work again. Or it might never go back, right? All right. Patrick, let me get to that. Patrick said, who does the work? So we'll come back to that, Patrick. So if you notice, Patrick, I'm looking for things that can be done very easily, either one time or by a third party. And I'll come back to it, though, to answer that in detail. So what you got to do is help the business recover through this pandemic with aggressive pricing they can't say no to. Focus on affordable. And look, you will get upsells. I've already got a couple different ones that have signed up at a very low price that have done multiple $1,000 upsells. It wasn't my idea, and I didn't even offer it. They came to us asking. But if you build heavy value into your package to woo them away from whoever they're working with, right? That's the key. And be flexible on how they pay you, right? Think about it. Affordable, flexible. Let me give you not a tale of two cities, but a tale of two marketing agencies. The one on the left could be a lot of us. Charge maybe $1,200 a month, right? But that agency is having a really hard time getting clients. Okay? They're having a tough time. As a matter of fact, they had 5, but 3 have already fired them during the pandemic, during COVID. So now they only have 2. It's not good, right? And they're bringing in $2,400 a month gross. That's not good either, right? That's not good. After your expenses, it's not good. So on the other side, what I call agency membership model, or this hybrid that we're talking about, let's say you're charging about $300 or just under, right? The go-to-market is so easy. You're not meeting them, right? You're not doing any of the stuff that doesn't work. I got 28 clients in the first week. Now I'm going to tell you the catch, right? There's always a catch. I got 28 clients in a matter of days. Guess what else? That was $8,400. $8,400 right out of the gate. For low-end, low-price services. Now, I don't know how many you're going to get. I have no idea. But I know that you're going to get more than you're getting on the model on the left. There's no way to know. Aaron, I did not know that, but man, I feel you. Trust me, you are not alone with that. Aaron said, Brian, how'd you know? I literally only have 2. Well, look at this chart. I built this out for you guys. I gave you 3 different price points. Under customers, that's how many customers. And you can see 3 different price points that I've personally tested all 3 of these. Now, you may never get 500. That may be pie in the sky for some of you. But what if you get 75 at 297, right? I'm going to tell you a secret. It's not very hard. It's not very hard at all. I think I can do it in days, and I think you can too, because 75 at 297 is $22,000 a month. And that doesn't make you a millionaire, but you're not worried about bills. You're not worried about pulling a few hundred out of the ATM. You're not stressed out. And it gives you what you really want, a scalable business that works. I don't care if you're traveling, and I hope we can all travel soon, right? It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're like Frank at home in your boxers, chilling, just having a good time. Once you can just stack clients, it's real. So for me, I've tried all these prices. I started at 197 and I found the test between 197 and 297. It was almost the same conversion rate. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to charge 197. So I was able to immediately raise the price up. But guys, this is real. This is any of you here can do these kind of numbers, right? And who knows where on the chart you fall. But I guarantee you're making more money in this model than you're making today. Guaranteed 100%. Now, does it work? Well, I've done it over 10 times in internet marketing. Each membership, even when I was a newbie internet marketer, every time I've done it, I've made at least $1.5 million. And many, many times I've made 3 to 5 million or more. Since March, I've changed my company, Media Mash, into this model. I'm using a new brand to go to market with because I don't want to cut my own throat on my current revenue. But every night between midnight and 4, I get a lot of batch payments of people that get billed. And it looks something like this. You can see 197, 197. This was the initial testing. And guess what? Every single night, I get payments coming in like this. It isn't $1,000, it isn't $1,500, but it works. And if you're struggling, you can break through the 6-figure barrier, right? You can focus on a single niche. You can drive traffic to a sales page now. You're not going to meet them, man. It doesn't work that way right now. You're going to have smart pricing, aware of the customer pain, right? You're going to follow up, but not in person. You're going to communicate, but not in person. You're going to get, when they quit, you're going to get them to come back. Comeback campaigns have been so important to my long-term revenue. It's unbelievable how well that works. Guys, any single one of you can do this. And I'm seeing people say, man, my mind is blown. Who would have thought that the low numbers could be that attractive? And they can. And anybody can do it, which might be better than the money. Anybody can do it. They don't know that you're not an Google AdWords genius like Jack. They just know that you've got something targeted to them. So let me go down the rabbit hole a little further and talk about how it would work for you. Arlene said it, right? Arlene said it. It's like 90 to 95% net for me, Ken, but I'll come back to that, Kay. Arlene said, Brian, for 22 years, I've always wanted to send people to a sales page. I promise you. When you're doing that, it's different than the old school agency model. I've been doing both for a while, and let me tell you how it could work. There are going to be things you need and things you don't need. You're going to need a membership site. And to Arlene's point, you're going to need a sales page. You're going to need more IM kind of tools. You're going to want some SaaS products. Why? Because that's going to be part of your fulfillment strategy, you guys. You're going to want simple and easy fulfillment that you're not doing. And I'm going to show you and teach you how you can do that, right? All right. Let me show you. What we put together with agency membership model is this hybrid, this answer to local, right? So I'm going to give you the modules. Now, then we're going to just get down to it and talk through all the questions. But I'm going to show you what we did and why. we build it first training, right? Because you got to understand the concept and the model, right? How do you shift the fulfillment burden? How do you leverage this automation? And how do you get to the point where membership site equals recurring income and then apply it to a local client, right? So that's first. Then we go into the strategy and we teach you the best traffic source that we're using at the best ROI. We show you the bundle concept in detail. Why more equals more for you. More for the client is more for you. And we show you how subscription revenue takes away that pain, that lack of certainty of cash flow every month, right? Strategy is key in module 2. In module 3, we go exploring 10 niches that I've been testing. 10 niches. All right, watch this. And Tom, I'll tell you in just a second. Pick a niche. So Tom said, Brian, what niche should we do? How can I get 10 clients in a week or 20? Well, it starts with picking a niche. I've tested all of these. You can do it in any one of these niches, right? All right, we'll go explore them. Then you're going to package stuff. You're going to create a bundle. And it isn't going to be, I do websites or I do reputation or I do social media. You're going to create an irresistible offer, right? You're going to stack value. You're going to create a shiny object in that niche like they've never seen before, right? You're going to use SaaS tooling because it's easy. And I'll teach you what I mean by that. Instead of doing the work, you're giving them a license to a product, to a tool. Pricing. We're going to go over why lowering the price will equal more money for you, more revenue. I'm going to show you the 3 proven sweet spots that work. And then I'm going to show you the ceiling that I ran into, the pricing ceiling, right? 6 module, it's about getting customers, combining traffic with the sales page, no conversations. We're going to talk email and LinkedIn in here, done a little different than you've seen in all those other courses. How you can follow up repeatedly with no one-on-one. In the 7, we're going to give you email strategies, and I'll talk about those in a minute. The sequences, the job of the email or the message isn't to sell the client, isn't to close them. It's to get the prospect to go to your sales page. If they go to your page, that is when you're going to win. I don't care how good your email is. You got to get them to go to the page, right? Follow-up is module 8, and this is one of the secrets to our method. You're following up multiple times. When you combine follow-up with psychology, it gets really good. And then module 9 is about retention. The beauty of this is this used to be your worst area. We're going to show you how to automate and make this a win for you. And when you're doing multiple products, you're constantly bragging about something cool you've done for the client via email. You're following up with them all the time. Now, the comeback weapon is probably our other secret weapon, comeback campaign, excuse me. With follow-up in the comeback campaign, when people quit, and they will quit, you will get them back. I've made at least 8 to 10 million in the last couple of years with comeback campaigns. Let me give you an example. I'll tie it into internet marketing to keep it really simple. You're in a membership site. Maybe you're in my Voice Drops product. And maybe over a 3-month period, I lost, I'm going to say 100 people out of the 3,500, right? Say I lost 100. And then I make an irresistible offer to get them to come back. And I follow up with them multiple times. And out of that 100, I get 60 something of them to sign back up. Guys, it's a yin yang and it works like nothing you could ever imagine. Then we get into the advanced stuff with the membership site. With Jack's help and his team, we've made it super simple, point and click, and it automates the delivery of so many services to your clients. Immediately increase your perceived value with the membership site. You look enterprise grade. Advanced strategies, you guys know a little bit about internet marketing psychology, I have no doubt. Scarcity, time limits. But we're going to get into things like nudging and bundling and social identity theory. I'm going to teach you all the strategies I've used to get very close to $100 million. $100 million bucks. A lot of times I don't even believe it when I look at the stuff on paper. It is crazy. I'm gonna, guys, there are so many things we could show you with reciprocity, urgency, all these things tailored to this model work like nothing you've ever seen. In our resources section, it answers the question, what should I sell? Where should I get it? Right? All right. Here's the link, right? I'm going to give you the link. However, what I want to do, looks like I left off, right? I didn't watch this. All right. Sometimes I am it goes to the same place, but I wanted to track things. Like I like to have reporting. So Jack and I are partners on this, you guys. So if you go here to agencymembershipmodel.com/Jack, you're going to see some stuff. But before you go there, I want to talk to you about something that Jack and I put together first for you that's so good. You won't want to miss it, and you won't want to go there right now. You won't want to miss out on what we're speaking of. All right, so there's two options. When people don't tell me how much something costs, I get frustrated. So rather than charge $1,000 or some big number, what I told Jack is let's take the commission we'd pay the affiliate off the product. So if we had an affiliate, like let's say Matt Basak or somebody promoted this, I use Matt because one of the guys said I'm going to a webinar with Matt in a little bit. Well, listen, rather than me give Matt a commission for making a sale, I just said, Jack, let's lower the price. So we've got $397 and $247. Okay. Yep, and I'll put the link in the area, guys. Jack put it in there. You can see it in the chat area, guys. All right, now here's what we're gonna do. All right, I want to make certain I don't leave anything to chance for you. What does that mean? I want to make certain that when you buy this, it doesn't become shelfware on your computer, that you use it. So I built some bonuses. Jack and I together built some bonuses. We've got an amazing Facebook community. Some of you are in our instant reply group, and I'm going to tell you how that works in a little bit because we're merging a lot of this into that group. So it's a phenomenal group with amazing support and amazing people. I built a bonus that is critical. You can't sell and get clients and get 10 or 20 in a week like Tom and I were chatting about, or get to 100 if you don't know who you're trying to sell to. So I want to take it off the table. I don't want you to use a scraper. There's some good ones, right? Jack's got an amazing one. But I want to make it easy for you. I want to have one of the people in my office custom build the following that you see on the screen for you. Email, phone, address, Facebook, everything. And I want to give that to you because once you have this, it's going to get easy. All right. Next. I'm going to give you a website. All right. Jack and the team, he had two of his developers working on this. So this is, you may have a website, but you may want a new one. You may want a more streamlined one. So I'm going to give you a website. And a lot of you have said earlier that you're brand new. So I'm going to remove that from the table. We'll get you set up. A logo. If you don't have a logo, you're going to want a logo. There's surprised me how many people don't have a logo. Easy, right? Easy stuff. Now's where it gets good. Bonus number 5. I'm going to give you 10 sales pages. Now, I'm going to give you 10 sales pages that I've been using in testing since March in the 10 niches I talked about, right? Each page is designed to sell and convert that business owner, that HVAC owner, right? And I'm going to give it to you in WordPress and in Rapify. I bet a lot of you use Jack's product, Rapify. I do too. But I know some of you like WordPress, so I'm going to give you a choice. I'm going to give you both. Cosmetic This is a med spa, cosmetic procedures. Not a surgeon, but a med spa. What else? Auto repair. This is another one that we had very good success with. I'll tell you when I hit it on which one got the most signups the fastest, and you're going to chuckle because it's not what you think. Chiropractor, it's always good. What else? Real estate, always good. And you've probably thought before, oh, they're broke, they don't have any money to spend. Well, they do in this model. They do. Plumbing, another good one, right? And you may say, it's never worked for me. Well, you didn't do it this way. This is different. Roofing. This is like the personal injury or the cosmetic surgeon of the home services, the contractor space. This is the high dollar one, right? This one works really well, you guys, because you're making an irresistible offer to people that have money. Dentists, same thing. It's one of my personal faves. Dental is great. This was my number one performing page in terms of who signed up. Tree removal. I'm not kidding. Tree removal. Chat about it maybe at the end. What else? Accounting, CPAs. This is a niche I've always been working. It's just a good one for me, right? All of these sales pages are designed to help you get clients. When you dump traffic on them, the goal is to get clients. Then I built 10 done for you automated messenger systems, leveraging Facebook, like a bot in Facebook that works on the website. And then I built a bunch of sequences out, right? So I build a bunch of sequences out. And you're going to use this to help land clients. What else? You can see some of them here on the screen. I put 2 on every slide. It just works. You'll get opt-ins and you'll get signups. Now I'm gonna tell you a secret to the signups at some point. If I don't have a slide, I'll tell you. I won't let you leave this call no matter what without telling you. All right. 7th bonus I put together is 44 niche specific lead generation emails. You can see them there, and I'll go through some of them. Right? These have been tested and tested and tested. I'm gonna give you unlimited setup of the emails. So you can tell my team, hey, set up the real estate email and mail it for me. Think about that. Or the auto repair one, the chiropractor, the CPA, the dentist, the HVAC, the med spa, the plumber, the real estate, right? Roofers. I'm going to give you all the emails, and then I'm going to give you the team to do it for you. The tree removal, good one. Now I want to make even more certain, and then I'm going to answer all the questions, the hard ones especially. I want to make even more certain you're successful. There's one thing missing. William said, Brian, I'm already in. All right. So everything I do is tied to recurring, and this is no different. But I'm going to give you a month for free. The product's a one-time fee, but I've built a software with Jack, which is unlimited. It's a membership site software designed around this model, and you're going to get 30 days access at no additional cost. If you want to stay, it's $197 a month. If you're already in instant reply with Jack and I, you don't have to pay anything more per month. There's no reason for us to charge you twice. I hope that makes sense to you. So what does this mean? This means our software will give you unlimited membership sites, unlimited sales page creations, unlimited custom email lists, unlimited setup. Our team will set them up. Unlimited sending of emails, unlimited creating of buy buttons and accounts. And we give you credits if you want to do some voice and text services, right? Now this is awesome. This will change how you go to business, how you go to market. When you have a membership site and it's simple and it works, right? You're going to have a library of pages. I don't care what vendor you use on the back end to do the work, but we pre-build a bunch of pages. literally a checkbox. You click it and you can add a service into your membership or take it away. Drag and drop builder. We even got an automated form. It's an onboarding sequence to get info from your customer. And when the customer signs up with the credit card, when they buy, guess what happens? Who can guess what happens in the membership site? Does anybody know? When they buy, yes, Jen, you're right. They get automatically added to the membership site and they get that fulfillment email, that immediate gratification, right? And with the logo design and all the hosting included, this thing is awesome. Let me see if I got a screenshot. Here it comes. So we built it to be customized. And this is, you can slap the logo we build for you up there, and you can literally turn on and off different sections inside the login. Whatever you wanted to sell in your package. You might have 4 or 5 things. You wouldn't have more than likely everything, right? So there's a library of services. Each page is built out telling the customer about what they bought, making them feel good. You're only going to show them the services you're selling. If you want to customize a page, it's easy to edit. It's drag and drop, simple, right? And when I mean easy to build, I mean it's like push button. You can do it in a couple minutes. All automated. Real attractive. The layout, everything is easy. Customizable. Now, here's where it gets good. You may say, I want to try out that tree removal you were speaking of, Brian, but I also want to do plumbing. That's okay. So you'll be able to set up a membership site completely separate. Tree removal is separate from your plumbing, and it's all going to be handled by the software, right? All right. All right. Yeah, Julian, let me come back to yours and Leon Williams, okay? All right. You're going to be able to launch your website right inside of there. Guys, it is all push button easy. It is, I've used a lot of membership sites going back, right? I've used pretty much every product out there. If you want a simple tool that you can use that isn't gonna stump you, that isn't gonna frustrate you, that actually works, this is it. It's easy and it works. It's just easy. It's point and click. I've got some screenshots, right? You can see it. Add what sections you want. Boom. Really, really simple. Oh, you want to change the order? You can drag them around and change what goes where. It doesn't matter. Looks good on mobile, looks good on tablet, looks good on a desktop, right? All of this stuff, easy, easy. And I've got something coming for you that's even going to be better. Instant reply. Some of you guys are thinking, yeah, I use that, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. All right, reputation. It doesn't matter what services we build into the packages. Video is another good one, you guys. What else? Google Ads, all this stuff, and you're going to include what you want or don't want. We're also going to give you the ability to bill and invoice your client automatically, right? So the billing will happen automatically and send them an invoice. And now you're going to be able to put a buy button anywhere you want, but the most important place you're going to put a buy button is on your sales page. You're going to set up your product and service, add an upsell, customize the offer, and when the customer buys, they go right into the membership site. Yep. Somebody just asked me, what about taking the money? You don't have to buy a third-party product. No, you don't need those. I won't name the ones you name, but you don't need them. You can hook your PayPal in, your merchant account with authorize.net. You can hook your Stripe. Hook them right in, guys. Now, another bonus we wanted to give you is the membership, is an e-commerce store. So you're going to be able to build that in because right now, it's the biggest no-brainer package on the planet. And you're going to be able to build in an e-com store as part of your package in almost every niche. You can do it in every niche you want, but some niches it just makes sense, right? And then what we want to do before we go to questions on the call, and I know there's a lot of people here, but I'll talk to Jack in a minute. The first 25, we said we'd do something special. We'd give you one-on-one help. What does that mean? That doesn't mean fill out a support ticket. That doesn't even mean call somebody. I mean one-on-one with a screen share. So you're not frustrated. So it works the way it's supposed to for you without any frustration. All right. Now, Kenneth was asking, hey, Kenneth, can we add other niches? So I'm going to show you. I just designed this. I'll have this released tomorrow. I came up with this. Jack and I were chatting. What if Kenneth, as an example, wanted to do funeral homes? So we're building out a generic yet customizable sales template designed to allow you to enter into any niche you want. Easy to customize. No one will know what you're doing, and it'll be just the same as any of the other ones that we've pre-built and tested. The reason I led with the other 10 is because I had to draw a line in the sand, and I had to test them and figure out what was working. But I know that some people are going to want to do their own thing, which is cool. All right. So what I want to do now, there's a lot of good questions. And now what we'll do is we'll answer some of them. And well, we'll answer as many of them as we humanly can. But let's start, right? Let me put, somebody keeps asking me. I'm going to put it back up there. Hang on one sec. Let me find it for you. They said, hey, Brian, what's the link again? And Jack put it in. There's a short link he put in, which is ammdeal.com, or you'll see the link, the direct link on the screen. Either one of them, they go to the same place, you guys. So what's the difference between the one pay and the two pay? Nothing. One is a better, slightly better deal. The other one just gives you the ability to split the payment up. You don't lose or get anything different other than a slightly better price on the single pay. All right. And somebody just asked, all right, there's a bunch of you. Give me a 1 if you're a member of Instant Reply. Instant Reply is our email, voice, and SMS platform that Jack and I run together. So yeah, there's a lot of you, right? All right. So I'm just gonna write it on the screen. A lot of ones. I'm an IR member. Do I need to pay the monthly software fee? I like this answer. All right. Jack and I believe you should pay 1 fee, not 2, for the entire for this suite. So let me spell right. What does that mean? If you're an IR member, you don't have to pay a second recurring. And on the same token, if you don't have IR, we will give you that as well as part of the deal today. So that means you're now going to have instant reply in addition to everything we just spoke of. So it's a really good question, and I appreciate it. So, yep. All right. What else? All right. Good feedback, right? Yeah, it just makes sense. All right. Dave said, what other way can we realize revenue? All right. Dave, let me just put this up. Dave Allen said, Brian, what other way can we realize revenue beside the monthly payment? All right. Everything we're doing is the same, Dave. So it's designed around a recurring model at a low price point. And what we're teaching is how you can drive large numbers of businesses in a single niche into the membership site for a bundle of services where you make money. Cool. All right. Okay. When will everything be ready? Pat, you're going to get access about 15 minutes after you, Pat Edwards, after you sign up. We're doing a lot of the training live, but all the software and a bunch of trainings ready out of the gate. And the problem is if I give everybody everything at once, I've got 12 years of membership sites that tell me that people skip a lot of stuff. So here's what I'm doing. Watch this. Let me add this to the end for you. All right. let me take, I'm getting flooded with questions. Okay, so how, I'm going to do them in order. How do I know I can sell 20, 30, 40 or more clients? Especially when you don't have any right now, right? Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Right now, you're charging 500 to 5,000 depending on the service and the marketer, right? Typically for a single service. What we are doing, a super attractive bundle, right? Super attractive bundle designed for the niche. Low cost price. Let's say $297 as an example. But can anybody guess? What are they going to be able to get started today for? Somebody said 97, Michael. Pat said $1. Arlene said $1. You're right. The completely cold business owner, Dave, is not going to sign up at $1,000, $2,000. And you know what? They do sign up at $197 and $297, but I will tell you this, almost triple the conversion at this price. I'll show you. At $1. So why is that so attractive? Well, let me tell you. If you get 30 HVAC guys, right? 30 HVAC businesses sign up for $1, right? And what if 11 quit during the trial? That sucks, right? You're left with 19. Think about that. And that is the beauty of the whole model. We show you how to use the trial, how to use the bundle and the low cost price to rapidly build your business. Cool. All right. Sid, I'm not following you on that one. Will you explain what you, Sid Frazier, what you explain what you meant? I didn't understand that one. All right. So, William said he's already in. Okay. Julian says, this is great. What if we have some of Jack's products? That's good. We'll be able to leverage some of them. Absolutely. So, let me give you an idea. Let's say you have products from Jack. I'm going to throw myself in. And I don't know, David Sprague, I bet a lot of you. All right. Yep, Zach, sure, why not? Ben Atkins, yeah, I don't mind. Sharks, okay. All right, watch this. Oh, I get it, Sid. Let me come back to that. Now I get it. All right, so imagine you have products from Jack, Brian, David, Zach, Ben, and the Sharks. Well, we will help you build a bundle that uses all of the products, right? Or some of the products, and maybe an upsell that uses others. So now, instead of having a bunch of products that you pay for and you don't make any money from, the whole point is now you're going to make money. Awesome. All right. Scott said, Brian, I was a former user of Instant Reply. Perfect. Well, you're going to gain that as well, Scott, as part of the package. Let me see. Hey, there's a lot of people. Will you guys give me like a Q or 3 Qs so I can make sure I answer them? Okay, and then I'm going to go to Patrick's question right now. Patrick G. All right. So when they get in the membership site, so the answer to Patrick's question, it depends on your package, right? I'm not mandating, and neither is Jack, that you use what we use. We may give you some suggestions, which is what we do, but you can customize. Like the people asking, can they include this product from this person or that person? So immediately you give the, I'm going to call the end buyer, the end customer, the client, right? Immediately you give the client access to the members area, right? There will be a video from you, right? Welcoming them. We'll call it a welcome video. Okay. Let's say you have product one is widget on their website. Well, you're going to install the widget on their website, assuming you have there's a bunch of products out right now that are nothing more than glorified lines of code that go on the website of the business owner, and it's a set and forget option, right? So you're going to do that, and then when it's done, now they're going to get automated reporting after. Maybe product two is, how about Google My Business, right? You may either do the work one time, have it done. We're going to show you how to do all this stuff super best of breed. Maybe product three is Facebook bot. Well, you're in luck. Our team will build, all right, and we teach all this in the product. We'll build and set up the bot for you on your client's page. No cost. No cost up front or monthly. Maybe another one is using one of Jack's products. How about instant reply? You will be able to give the customer access to instant reply. They can now send emails, etc. Right? All right, cool. Let's see. Yeah, Steve, I'll take care of it when we end the call. Steve Jablucky. I got you. All right. Okay, Rusty said, Brian, I'm in. Can we use our IR login or do we need to create another one? Rusty, just so I can stay on point, Jack will answer you in the background and we'll keep going. Miles said, what are some basic SaaS services that you like? All right. I'm gonna share some that I'm using. I use instant reply. Imagine that. This is Brian and Jack, right? This is what we're doing. This is email. What else? This has email, voice, not so funny, SMS, and call tracking. So you can immediately give customer access, right? So it may have our comeback campaign they can use, our nurture campaign. This is for them to their customers. Call tracking right out of the gate for the customer, right? You don't have to go buy anything. You get access to this away. Also, this will give you the e-com store that you can set up for your customer right out of the gate. Now, another one I like is a product called Ringbot. I don't mind sharing things that I use. Keep it real. This is my website leads widget. All it does is connect visitors on my customer's website to them via SMS and phone. So when a visitor is on their site, they can click a button and be connected right away. It's a one-time setup and you're done. No ongoing work. Steven said, Brian, I've got lots of SaaS products. So what I would do is streamline it down to just a couple, Steven, because your other point is valid. Okay, Elena said, hey Elena. Okay. If I give them access to instant reply, will it use all my credits? Well, think of it differently. If you give 47 people paying you $297 a month, right? What is that? 12. Let's make it easy. Let's make the math easy, you guys, if that's cool, right? If you have 15,000 coming in from these 50 people paying this, and you give them access to instant reply, what is your hard cost, right? No cost to add your customer in, right? No cost to let your customer send email. You would have a small cost for call tracking and for voice SMS, but it's such a small number, it's not even worth arguing about. I mean, I'm talking like $8 or $10, that kind of thing, Elena. Julian said I'm in, so welcome, Julian. Welcome, Edward. All right. All right, Frank is officially in and on the call, so welcome, Frank, who's up in Baltimore. Okay. Corey said, all right, let me dial this one in for you. Corey, it's a good question. Corey said, Brian, how do we fulfill services for everybody? Okay. Corey, and a lot of it, we teach you kind of how to tweak your model, right? And just being honest with you, right? So I spelled your name wrong. Sorry. So Corey, right? How do you fulfill? So we have some done for you services. I have a done for you social media posting that costs you $1.50 per client. So when they sign up, when they come on board with you, you immediately set them up as a client. And you're not doing any of that work, Corey. When they come on board, you immediately, instant reply, you immediately give them access. So you're not actually, the beauty, Corey, if you remember, is you remember when I talked about how frustrating it was to do all the work? We're going to show you how to shift the work partially to the client. And we're going to show you how to add in done for you services as well. Awesome. Anise, welcome. All right, what I'm going to do is, because I don't have the link up and a lot of people are asking me, I'm going to put the link up, you guys. I'll put it up. Actually, let me see. Yep, I'll put it up on this bonus right here. You guys, the 101 bonus page. So what if I already have Rapify? You're in good shape, Jep. So this is different than Rapify, so it has no effect on you. All right. Here's a great question from Dave Allen. Hey, future, a year down the road, stick rate. All right, I can give you a good swag, and that's all it is, Dave, but I can give it to you. It's gonna go something like this. I'm gonna write stick rate 1 year, Dave Allen. All right, so David, it's gonna go like this. month 1, month 2. I hope you guys are cool with kind of keeping this kind of real. Jack's all about real. All right, I'm going to go month 8, month 9, month 10, month 11, month 12. All right, so what if, watch this. What if you get 8 clients? What if you get 21 clients? Get 25 clients, right? And then I'm going to add in the bad part, right? But what if lose 7, right? It's going to go like this, Dave. It does every single time. Let's say you got 20 this month and you lost 9. But what if you got, right? Get clients, I'm going to say 18, lost 3. Now, what we do, and this is kind of, we teach you this model, Dave, but I'm going to give it to you a flavor on the call. Every 90 days, comeback campaign usually gets you 40 to 60% back. So I don't have an easy way really fast to draw like an arrow that, like a wavy line, you know, it ebbs and flows, Dave. But you're going to add clients and lose some every month. And then when you do your comeback, you're going to bring back a lot of clients that quit before, so that the net at the end of every month continues to increase. All right. How long is the trial that you guys use? We do a 7-day trial, and that was Ken asking about that. We do a 7-day offer to the client. Cool. All right. All right. So another question was, okay, good deal. Thank you guys. A good one is Sid said, I want to have agents with sub logins. Yeah, Sid. So yours will be a special situation, and we do have sub logins, so we can help you, but we'll have to take it offline to kind of help you. I know what you're saying. Steve Jablecki, we took care of you. It'll take us maybe a day, Steve, to get that for you. Okay, here's a good one. What budget? All right. I want you to, this is a great question. Very important. I mean, not enough people talk about this. What budget, and who is this? Sean, I think. What budget do I need outside of the 197? The 197 gives you, ready? Traffic, emails, data, okay, sales page, membership site. So what might you want, just being straight, Sean, out of this? You may want to buy, and I bet, Sean, I bet you own some other products. What I'd like to do is show you how to use the products you already have as part of your package. Alternatively, I will show you a couple inexpensive products that you can buy after you have paying clients. Okay. Hey, Chip, what services or action can you deliver in 7 days? Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Chip's asking. All right. Immediate access to their members area, right? We have, right, one SaaS. This is instant reply that you can give them access to immediately, right? So it's a immediate satisfaction. Then I install the website widget, the leads widget, within first 72 hours, right? And this is what I do. So now in the first 7 days, they've now see, right? And this is some of the stuff out of my package. They're going to see done for you social media happening, Chip, right away. They're going to see this widget on their website, right? Right away. They're going to get access to this software where they can send emails and run this campaigns, the comeback and the nurturing, all the stuff that we built, right? And they're going to be getting reporting, showing them different things all the time. So I promise you that a large percentage of them do not quit during the trial. They really just don't. No, I love it, Frank. Let's see. Nope, that sounds good, Sid. Thank you, Sean, and welcome. Sean just signed up. And I agree. I think it's a great question. Steven, it's something we teach inside of the product. Steven's like, what's this website widget? Basically, Steven, I've got lots of cool products that I sell, right, to businesses, right? Some are mine, some are others. But I know, right, what makes a cool product? No work for Brian, right? Or set it up one time and then I just send reports. Those kind of products fit the model. Does that make sense? So for instance, the done for you social media that I pay $1.50 a client a month, I add the client in right away. And then somebody else does the work. The website leads widget, it was called Ringbot. and we've got kind of a special deal worked out, but it's called Ringbot. And then what happens is, right? Let me tell you a secret. What happens is when you set it up, they see it all the time. It's activity based, right? They immediately see that things are happening. And remember, you're charging them on average 5 times less than what many of them were paying before, and they're immediately getting results. Cool. All right. What I'm going to do while we take some more questions, I'm going to see. All right. I'm going to put this up because people are asking. All right. Chip said he's in. Thank you. Welcome to Chip. Welcome to Pat, who's also in. There's a lot of people. Michael said, I'm in. And welcome, Michael. And we will do that, Michael. Kenneth, hey, my friend Kenneth, welcome. And Kenneth, if I remember right, we live like 30 minutes apart, but I'm going to let you make sure that I'm the right Kenneth before I misspeak. Okay, welcome to Hans. Guys, this is, I don't want to say it's like the best thing since bread and peanut butter, but what are we doing? We're taking the internet marketing model. You already know it works. We're taking the best of local. We're creating a bundle of shininess, of shiny objects, right? Why is that good? Well, you already know it works. People want to buy it. When it's an irresistible deal, they want to buy. And when they buy, right? And when they buy, why? Why do they buy? Well, I'm going to tell you. Guys, because they have a business they don't want to quit on, right? They don't want to quit on. But what they don't want to do, here's what they don't want to do. They can't afford to pay $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a pop. They can't do it. It's not working. Okay? And that's why that model works so well. Cool. All right. Welcome to Kenneth. Okay, please explain. Patrick said, Brian, please explain the SM for $1. Yeah, it's a done for you, Patrick. It's $1.50. And more accurately, Patrick, it's $37 for 25 customers. And then I negotiated an unlimited deal that's a little bit more, slightly more. So what it is multiple posts a week across multiple social media sites. And you're not promising that social media posting is going to cure their business ailments, right? What you're doing, though, is a barrage of activity that's visible to them at a price they just can't say no to. All right. Yeah, do you have an example of how to integrate Rapify? So, Pat, are you talking about how to do Rapify like websites for the clients as part of the package? So, as part of the bundle, you might give them a website? You can absolutely do that. All the packages and members areas are designed to be customized. So you would add in website to your area and on your sales page and remove maybe something you didn't want to do, if that makes sense. But I promise you, it's a smart idea because websites, I know it's 2020, but man, those sites are really attractive and business owners want them. It just works. Cool. All right. Yeah, the site's mobile friendly, Sid. Yes. Yeah, Steven. Yeah, you definitely don't want to spend. I'm going to tell you this. Steven asked a good question, you guys, and I'm going to be honest. If I can be really direct about something, let me just tell you the truth. Watch this. And I don't bank on this, but I want you to know the real truth. All right, this is from Steven D. So out of every 10 people that sign up and get the welcome email and get a follow-up email or two, right? How many do you think, right? How many do you think even log in during the trial, during the 7 days? I'll tell you my exact number if you want to know, but I want to know what you think. 3, 7, 6, 6. On average, across niche, I saw 6 out of 10 log in. Okay. That means 4 out of 10 are sticking during the trial no matter what. Because you know what happened? Ready? They forgot. That's what happened. And I teach you how to handle that. I mean, I don't want to I can't try to splinter out content out of the product and do it live on questions on the call, but trust me, I'm keenly aware of that. Keenly aware. But I want you to know that. That's the straight answer, right? There will be 4 of them on average that will be billed that never even logged in. And now you're going to reiterate the value and you're going to push them to give you the info so you can get them set up with a few things, right? And it's just some email sequences we have that you send them, and but you're treating them as a new sign up now, Stephen, instead of as a prospect. Okay, so what I want to do is, if you're on the fence, if you have a question and you're on the fence, give me a 1. If you've already bought, give me a 2. That'll help me right now. And then I want to make sure that I help everybody that's here. We've only had like 5 people log out from the beginning of the call, which is pretty amazing. And what I want to do is I'm going to ask Jack. Jack's here as well, and he's been answering questions rapidly, rapidly, right? He's been answering them rapidly, but I want to get his help, and we're going to answer anybody's question if you're on the fence, right? And I want to answer them all right now for you. All right, so let's see. All right, I got 1 is you're on the fence. So Steven, I got a lot of 2s. Aaron, Sid, Patrick. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. You guys, give me some questions you have that between Jack and I we can answer. And there's no pressure. And I just want to make sure we answer them for you. And then you can make the decision for you. And for those that signed up, if you have additional questions, we want to answer those for you as well. Okay, can we put the link in chat? Yes. And you know what I'll do is I will put it for you in your chat, Will. There you go. So Patrick said, you guys are going to set up everything. So Patrick, you're going to get access right away. You're going to get the membership site, right? You're going to get a lot of done for you work from our team. It's all push button, and you can be up and running probably by tomorrow, Patrick. There are some things that you have to do. Like, I would be remiss if I said you would buy and do nothing. There are some things you have to do, none of which are very hard. Welcome to Elena. All right. Amy said, just came in late. Need to get money in order. Okay, Amy, yep, totally cool. And welcome, Amy, to you. All right. Great question from Adele. Adele said, Brian, should I be concerned about not having the skill required to provide the service that a client is interested in? Or did I misunderstand? So Adele, no, you didn't misunderstand. So imagine you were doing one of your packages included social media. Your only skill is getting them to add, right? To add you as an admin so you can make the posts, right? And we're giving you a service that does the work, so you're not actually doing it. The goal, Adele, is to get you out of the fulfillment business, to get you out of the talking with clients business, to get you getting traffic to a sales page and making a sale, and then simplifying how you set them up, Adele. All right, Sid, thank you very much. And I know you've got a whole network of people, so thank you. James, we will honor that for you, James L. Oh, here's a great question. I don't mind answering it. Based on your model, how long from start to profit, best case scenario? Well, so if you're charging $297 and you made 2 sales, you'd be in the profit, right? So the question the answer to that, Miles, is how fast to 2 sales? Let's say you were set up and trained and ready to go in 4 days, right? What's today, Sunday? Let's say on Thursday you're ready to rock and you marketed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I would be pretty confident, Miles, that you would make sales before Sunday of next week happens. Several sales at that. Oh, Amy, 14 hours harvest. Yes, you can do this because there's a lot of the proactive part of the work, Amy, which is getting the traffic, doesn't require you to kind of be at a computer doing something. It's firing off campaigns which drive traffic to your sales page. And that can happen while you're doing the 14 hours a day work you're doing over the next week. All right. Aaron, I'm gonna have to hold that. Aaron said, Brian, what do you recommend for service? Let me answer it partially. One of the services I recommend, Jack does. I recommend some other ways to fulfill as well. But remember, you're not shouldering the workload alone. You're not promising everything to be done for them. Remember, it's a little bit of done with them. All right, Patrick, awesome. Patrick, if you put a ticket in, we can do a call together. Patrick G. Okay, Aaron said, Brian, I'm spending huge amounts of time right now. So, Aaron, what I would do if you wanted to do a hardcore Google My Business, make that as part of, if you had 2 packages on the sales page, which is what I do, make that as part of the upsell package, the more expensive one, and outsource it. And what I mean by that, that would take care of your citations, your initial optimization, etc. And we'll help you on where to outsource that. Jack and I are both quite good in that, and we can give you definitely some feedback on how to get yourself out of the work you're spending on that right now. That's okay, Steven. It's all good. But we'll shoot you a replay and we can try to answer it better. Steven said, Brian, I just don't know. How am I going to show value in 7 days for the people on the trial? Steven, I would ask you this. When you sign a new client up with whatever you do right now, what do you show value in? You know what I mean? In that first 7 to 10 days, whatever it is. It's the same process. The way I show value, Steven, is I immediately give them access right to the area, the members area. Then I'm doing some of the activity-based stuff. So I'm signing them up for the social media right away. And they're all of a sudden getting that right away. I'm setting up, there's a cool widget we do on their website. I'm setting that up right away. I'm giving them a bot on their Facebook page. That's in the first 7 days. And instead of paying, $1,000, let's say you're charging them $300. So now you've come out of the gate running and you've delivered immediate results. No, Rusty, you can use anybody you want. Here's a really good question from Rusty. He said, Brian, whose service for social media posting are you providing? Are you using David Sprague? And I'm friends with Dave. Honestly, I'm not. However, you could use David Sprague. You could use anybody you want. What's probably important is that you don't use Rusty. Rusty, the key to this is to get yourself out of the fulfillment conundrum, out of being responsible for making all of it happen. So, but to answer your question, I don't use David Sprague for that. Yeah, James asked a really good question. Do you share what bundles works for specific niches? Let me answer it like this. Yes, James. However, there is not any single right answer to that. Let me be honest. Like, I include reputation in almost all the bundles because it has a high perceived value to the client, right? However, you may also add in, I'm going to make up, you have some SaaS from some person that does something cool, add it in. You may have some video thing, add it in. You've already paid for it and bought it and have access, add this stuff in. And so we can chat and figure out how to build it out. But There is no single right answer, and it's important that you understand that. Elena, no, I just turn off access if they quit. Elena K. Cheers, Frank. Talk to you soon, man. Hope to see you soon. Be safe. Yeah, remember this. Steven said, Brian, maybe I just need to remember what it feels like when I bought the shiny object. And he's right. Remember the dopamine rush that happens at the time of purchase. Look, regrettably, I had to go to Bed Bath & Beyond in the Container Store with my wife today, you guys. And you know what? She bought, I don't know, some crap at both of those stores. I don't even really know what it was. I pushed the buggy and tried to, I was kind of there, right? But you know how happy she was when we got this stuff and we're walking out of that store? She's on cloud nine. It's the same thing for the customer when at a fraction of what they were paying before, they're getting more internet marketing than they ever got before. So, but I do agree with what you said. Oh, here's a good one from Jop. Will it work for businesses in Canada? I did a very poor job of leaving that out, Jop. It will work for businesses in Canada. It will work for businesses in the US, in the United Kingdom, in Australia, in Israel and Peru. It doesn't matter. In Trinidad and Tobago, I don't care. In Iceland, yes. Elena said, Brian, here's a great question. Do they need to pay for their own ManyChat account if I want to give them the bot? Or do you suggest to cover it for them? I eat the $10 for them, Elena. You could include it in an upsell package that costs more. It's up to you, but I do eat it, to be honest. Rusty, I won't read it out loud. Yeah, I'd love to get your feedback on that, but I don't use it, so I can't speak to it personally. Okay, Sid, thank you very much, and we appreciate you, Sid Frazier. Yeah, here's a good question from Dave Allen. He said, look, can we realistically build this up beyond 20 accounts without having to hire a VA or two? Yes. Now, I will tell you, you will get to a point that you will want a $700 or $800 a month VA to do a bunch of work for you. But we can talk about it. That isn't today, if that makes sense. All right. Yep. James, I agree with you. He said, Brian, I need to quit getting shiny objects. I just need to use what I have. And that's the net of what we're doing. Use what you've spent money on, build packages for the niche, go to market without talking to them at a cheaper price point. Net. Awesome. Jack, if you're here, let's take any last questions and we will. Man, we've been on here a while, you guys, 2 hours. If there's anybody on the fence, we have our on-call bonus available, and I'm not going to worry about spots or anything like that. That's not what we're about. But I want to let you know, we did a special deal. If you come in on the call, you're able to get a little extra help, right? What does that really mean? Well, a little extra help looks something like this. You can connect via Zoom with one of our team, and we'll help you. What does that mean? Well, it might mean something different to Brian than it does to Jack, but we'll help you so that you're not frustrated, confused, or disconnected at all. And additionally, if you come in on the call, you're going to get the bonus generic niche that we've added in. And why is this important? Because I know a lot of you, and this will probably go live tomorrow, a lot of you are thinking, I love what you're doing, but I want to do it in, like I made up earlier, funeral homes, right, as an example. Cool.
Yeah, I'm here, Brian. So I'm seeing those one and twos, and many are in, but a couple are on the fence. And somebody asked Jack, can you help me to set it up? So here's my bonus for the ones who are on the call now. If you sign up before the end of the call, you can hit me up in Facebook message or via support, and you can request that I do the setup together with you, or I demo how the system works if you need help. So that is my bonus. I think that there will be then no confusion how things work.
I love it. Guys, that's the biggest no-brainer of all time. I promise you. If you've ever said, hey, sometimes I know what I need to do, but I get confused later, this is great. All right. Amy, Amy DeHoog, yes. Jop, will you be providing the traffic source? Jop, yes. Um, Frank is still here in Baltimore. He can't leave. And he said he'll take you up on that. And Frank was at our live event that Jack and I did together back in February, right before the whole pandemic happened, end of February. Seems like a lifetime ago, Frank, with everything that's gone on, but glad you're here. All right. If you're on the fence, you heard Jack's bonus. It's extra help direct from Jack, making sure you have it set up. And I will tell you, when I need help, if it's something I don't know how to do, I say, Jack, hey, let's work with one of the team and can you help me figure this out? It's the biggest no-brainer. If you're not confident, if you're not sure, if you just want to know, can I do it? Can I make it work? Well, now you have the answer because now you have help, not only from our team, but from Jack personally. So I welcome you guys to come in. I think you're going to love it. Any other questions?
And
Let me
you're not
see.
only getting access to the membership side, but we also provide live training. So the membership side is half filled with all kind of stuff. You can start understanding the product, but we also do live training where you can ask questions how certain things work. So it's not that you are in the dark. So at the end of the line, there's a win-win situation. If you're successful, we are more successful. So we want you to be successful.
So a quick shout out, Clinton. Welcome, Clinton. Welcome, Deb. Welcome, Matthew Foley, Paul Lopez, Elena, Kenneth. Welcome, Michael. Welcome, Sean. Welcome, Jen. Welcome, Julian Lee. Welcome, Frank. Adam Baltimore. Welcome, Charles. Welcome, Hans. Welcome, Bill C. Welcome, Joseph Yu. You guys, everybody coming in. If you've ever said, I want a streamlined model, I want to take what I've already spent, I just want to make money with it. That's what we put together. You don't have to worry about the tech, the membership sites, the traffic source. You don't have to worry about all that stuff, the sales pages. And if we discover, and I suspect we will, that changing a certain sales page in a niche got better results, well, you're going to benefit from that without having to guess. Jack and I both love to test and figure out what works better. When we figure out something's better, you're going to benefit. So I'm excited to have so many of you guys coming on board. Aaron, you can pay with PayPal, yes. Let's see. Are the membership sites ready now? Yeah, it's ready. Yeah, Pat, you can, as soon as you come on board, you can immediately set it up. Took me just a couple minutes to set up. If you've never done it before, I will tell you, I've used a lot of and this is a kudos to Jack. I've used a lot of membership site tech, and sometimes it's really confusing. This is just easy. I mean that. It really, really is easy to do. It's point and click. It's check and uncheck boxes, and voila, you have a site ready to go. And when somebody buys on your buy button, it's not hard. Now they're automatically going to be added to the membership area, automatically get the welcome email. It's really good. So I want to give credit to Jack and the entire dev team.
So it has about 10 different services in the membership side where you have access to the clients. And there is a menu setting. Like you have seen that membership setting in WordPress is kind of the same interface. And you can customize the which serves you want to show in the membership sites. So if you don't like to offer AdWords, if you don't like to offer SEO, if you don't like to offer Google My Business, you leave them off where they get access to. So that is how you can customize your package. So if your package are 5 services, you give them access to the membership with those 5 services. They can fill out a form. With those form, you set them up in a SaaS product where you said, okay, this is easy to fulfill. Maybe it takes some time to set it up, but the idea is that you mainly spend time in the setup and not monthly. So it's kind of a flywheel. I don't know if you guys know what a flywheel is. There's a big circle with a big mass. So you spend the time in the setup, and month after month after month, that flywheel is turning. That is how I run my whole business. And you get trained in the resource page which SaaS products you signing up is also which service you provide, which you like to provide. And the reporting is mainly done by the SaaS product itself. So it's all part of the training. And the next training is coming Thursday. That's the first one. So the membership has already certain modules, and we do live. The first live is coming Thursday. So it's not kind of here you have it and bye bye. No, you get content and you get trained along the way.
I see Michael in Auckland, New Zealand. Shout out to Michael Rose. Michael, we got you covered. All right. And also Miles is in as well. Welcome. Thanks to Tracy. Let's see. Elena's super excited. I mean, Jack, yeah, a lot of good feedback. Any other questions you guys that Jack or I can answer? Honestly, anything.
So
We're here.
that is kind of the model Brian and myself are following. We apply internet marketing model, the internet marketing model, the internet marketing system to local marketing. So you get actually our membership side. It's the same thing. You pay monthly to get actually our membership, and we provide the service you signed up for. It's the same thing. Now your target is not the internet market; it's the local business. Okay, and they get the content they are looking for, and they get this, and you provide the service with easy to provide SaaS products, and we will help you to say those are the easiest one to set up and those are the easiest one to fulfill. Yeah, you can share the Sandeagle account if you only do email marketing. You can do Sandeagle. If you want to do email marketing, text messaging, voice drop, then you use instant reply. So you can create sub accounts with an instant reply as well.
Welcome to Scott Walker. Welcome to Lavana.
So what is the setup bonus? The setup bonus is you can request a personal Zoom meeting to hold your hands to set up the system. And this also includes the instant reply where you can send emails, voice drop, text messages, get access to leads, it's kind of, you get also the system to get clients, not only the sales page, not only the membership side, not only the resource page with the SaaS products. No, you get also teach and learn and access to prospect, to send leads to your sales pages. And even you can have the client use instant reply by the getting, how do you call it? Getting back. I forgot the name, but that they can reach out to their past clients, like an AC company. Huh?
Yeah, guys, it's just comeback. So like when 100 people were clients and if 20 quit, you want to get some of those 20 back. You won't get them all, but if you got 9, at $300 each, that's $2,700 a month. Welcome to Aaron K, who's been active on the call. He and his partner Scott bought. Yes, Amy, it does. Yes to your question, Amy D. Okay, Elena said, Brian, how do we cover? And Elena, we'll teach it in the training to you. But she said, how do we cover the hard costs for doing the social media posting? Well, if you take 300 in and you have $40 of hard costs, then you net 260, Elena. So as an example, Oren said, have you considered doing setup? We actually do a bunch of setup for you, Oren, right after you come in. Yeah, Carl, this would include the same subscription. So no, you would only need one subscription, not two, Carl K. And quick shout out to James Kimball, and a shout out to Dar and to Rodney as well, who are all here as well, who just came on board. Anybody else on the fence? I don't want to leave anybody behind right now. We're glad you guys are here. And honestly, Jack and I are fine to sit on here and answer questions from anybody. Doesn't matter. Hard ones, easy ones. Even if it's an answer, you know, a good or bad answer, we'd rather just tell you. Let us know. Anybody else with any questions? Just give us like a QQQ. I'm skimming through them. All right, I'm skimming one more time, you guys. Early on, I read this. I want you to remember something. Corey said this. Corey was on the call. He said, Brian, customers want gold, but they want to pay for silver. Absolutely right. Right? So important. Leon, so the membership site's created after you sign up and it's custom to you. So you may pick a package that you add. I'm going to make this up, Leon, like reputation, search, right? What we're doing is creating a model where you can go to market and get clients using our dollar trial methodology. And then what happens? They get billed at an affordable amount that they stick. And we're showing you services that won't stress you out, that won't have you doing all the words. Charles Drake, welcome. I'll take care of that for you, Charles. Okay. Carl K asked this question. He said, I came in late, and no apologies needed, Carl. The services inside the membership, they can be provided by whomever. We're going to recommend some. Some services are going to be included. So what does that mean? Like, for instance, the e-commerce builder is built in, Carl. Welcome, Raj Rama. For instance, the call tracking is built in, Carl, but the done for you social, Carl, is not. So we have a deal with somebody that is a strong connection at a very affordable price where it costs you $1.50 per client, and it drops from there per month for the social media. And what we're doing, Carl, is giving you activity-based services that you can drive internet marketing results without having to promise to do the world for that business owner. Remember, they want gold and want to pay for silver. We're showing you a way to create a shiny object of services that is so irresistible that they sign up. And by doing a bundle, you're constantly updating them with different things going on. It's all they could ever ask for. Dave Allen asked a great question. Is it strictly monthly payments, or can the biz owner pay yearly or quarterly for a discount? Absolutely, you can do that. Absolutely. I always offer a yearly via an email, Dave, but I'm glad you asked that. We didn't mention it at all tonight. You're in control because at the end of the day, it's your business. You can set, right, 2 buy buttons, package silver, package gold, and down below, you can say annual license. Instead of 300 times 12, instead of 3,600, you can say 29.97, right, as an example. You can absolutely do that. Steven, do we have, Steven's asking about comeback campaigns. Do you have something in your pocket you use to pull them back, like an extra easy to fulfill service? Steven, I don't mind telling you. I have a sequence that I've used the exact same sequence in internet marketing and local. It just works. I change a few different things depending on what it's for, but the sequence is the same, and I just changing a couple bullets. Welcome to Nils as well, Nils C. Let's see, did I miss anybody else? Yeah, you guys are able to copy our sequences. So what does that mean? So you can take my comeback sequence and edit it to fit your package. But the beauty of instant reply, if you haven't seen it, is we use dynamic fields. So like if my business name is Media Mash and yours is 123 Marketing, the campaign will put in, it'll be personalized for Stevens as an example instead of Brian's. And that's some of the power of the software. And guys, I think this is almost one of the best ways to end. William Foster said, this is way better than phone calls and presentations and trying to close people. This is, guys, this is about one thing: traffic to a targeted sales page and follow up over and over again until they buy. That's it. You're not talking to them. You're not meeting with them. You're not putting on a presentation. That's it. It's one to many versus one to one. And it's well said by William there. Let's see. Yeah, Patrick, we do that stuff all the time. You'll get access for one-on-one. Patrick's asking about one-on-one help. And we have different time slots set up each and every week. Some in the morning, which are good for a lot of the US, and some in the afternoon, which are better for West Coast and other time zones. So we have them set up strategically in different times. Okay, Dave Allen asked a great question. He said, Brian, are the payments all paid within the platform? Okay, and are the revenue come out as payments to us? Yeah, Dave, the revenue doesn't come to us, and then there's a fee, and then you. The money goes from the end client directly to Dave Allen. So the buy button is handled inside of the platform, but you may be using, I'm going to make this up, Dave, PayPal or maybe a Stripe account, right? And then that money goes to you with no middleman, no Brian, no Jack. You don't have to buy any other financial transaction software. No, not at all. But it's a good question.
Okay, I think that wraps it up.
I think so too. I think we did good.
So thanks everybody who signed up today. And if you are on the replay, if you have questions, hit me up. Or if you still want to be in for Thursday, that is fine. I think we put a lot of energy in it. You guys were great with your response. I think you understand the model that we apply internet market to local businesses for creating membership site. You create sales pages. You send the traffic to the sales page. The local business signs up for the package. They get access in a membership site. We help you to fulfill the service with easy to fulfill SaaS products and kind of create all those flywheels where you do the setup and get paid month after month after month. So that's kind of the model we really love, and you get trained partly via the membership site where the training already exists for a couple of modules, and we do live training to go over pricing, to go over the packaging, and how the membership work, how the sales page setup work, and you can also then ask direct questions. And if you sign up today, then you can request a personal setup. And with that, I think I want to thank Brian for his energy and he can explain it even better than me. So, and I want to thank everybody for joining this call.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks for everybody, and thank you for all the great questions, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Pat,
Thank you.
Carl, Dave, Michael. Have a great night.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack. Bye.
Bye.